Race 2 at Silverstone in the BRSCC Alfa Romeo Championship has Graham Seeger starting on pole, but it's Brian Shrubb's modified Alfa Romeo 33 that starts on the front row with him. All of the action, however, is likely to be further back in the field in the Twin Spark Championship, where Tom Hill is leading, but he could take the championship this weekend. With all of that action, it's up to the commentary team.
Well, the rain that threatened to dampen the Silverstone circuit yesterday has arrived now this morning, so it's a damp circuit that greets the drivers, with Graham Seeger and Brian Shrubb on row 1, Dave Messenger and George Osborne sharing row 2, then Paul Webster and Simon McPhee, Jamie Thwaites and Ben Sherich, and Mervyn Miller and Andy Inman, 2 non-finishers yesterday at the back of the Power Trophy and modified grids. Then it's Tom Hill and Andrew Bourke from James Ford and Stephen O'Brien in the Twin Sparks, Simon Cresswell, Richard Ford, Kevin Gallagher and Matt Daly to round out the grid. So, in greasy and slippery conditions this morning, who will come out on top? In yesterday's race, we saw Graham Seeger not get a brilliant start from pole position. Well, how much traction can he find in the wet now? Away they go. Lights are out. Good start made by the Punto, as I sort of expected might be the case. That's over Simon McPhee. Should go well in the wet conditions, but it's a better start this time from Seeger. It's Osborne, though, that gets the lead into turn number 1. Seeger second, McPhee third. And then keep an eye further back as well. Ben Sherich there in the Mito. And watch out for Mervyn Miller coming through from the tail end of the grid, because we know that he was quick in yesterday's race. Down into the braking zone they go at Village for the first time then. 4 5 at the top 3 or 4. It's all going on behind there around the outside. There goes Jamie Thwaites. Then number 86 too, that's Andrew Bourke. He's the leader of the Twin Sparks. I think he's got himself ahead of Tom Hill here at the start of this one, having finished second to Tom in race number 1. In fact, they're side by side, look, coming through the Village and Link section of the circuit. They're still wheel to wheel going onto the Hanger Straight. On board Ben Sherich, who's just in front of them in the Alfa Romeo Mito. And that is the Power Trophy class car, but it was absolutely neck and neck right behind him between the black and gold 156 and the silver and orange one that were fighting for the Twin Spark lead. And Andrew Bourke, I think, had the inside line going down towards Stowe Corner. On board with Sherich again. That's the Punto in front of us of Simon McPhee. But Graham Seeger giving chase at the head of the field. George Osborne leading the way, though, as they descend upon Vale for the first time. Tom Hill looks to have got the better of Andrew Bourke, look, in the Twin Sparks, and then side by side for third. And going to the inside there was the number 6 car of Simon Cresswell. So Simon Cresswell is able to, I think, was overtaking Andy Inman there, who was in the 180 car, Power Trophy contender. George Osborne, though, leading the way, no doubt about that. And the man who, in yesterday's race, came home in 3rd place, is running 2 better in the early stages of this one. On board with Sherich again in the Mito as it heads through the first sequence of corners. But a brilliant start this was, boys. He's got the setup right on that car. It's starting to stretch away, actually. Graham Seeger not really able to go after him here, which is a little surprising, but the change of conditions overnight, I think, having something to do with that. So onto the Hanger Straight goes the race leader. Back with the midfield battling. Now you can see the various lines being taken by the drivers as they go through that technical first sector. The battle really raging there for 3rd place on back. It's Dave Messenger, I think, that's got himself into P3. Haven't spotted Mervyn Miller yet, but I believe he is out there somewhere, but started perhaps right at the very back of the grid or even from the pit lane. So Mervyn Miller leaving himself with an awful lot of work to do here. On board with Sherich again. Simon McPhee in front of us. And the little Punto. It's good traction in the wet, but it is a little bit jittery. There goes Tom Hill, look, he's leading the Twin Sparks, and he's starting now to mix it with some of the modified and Power Trophy contenders. The wet is a great leveller, and the less powerful Twin Spark cars are at less of a disadvantage, actually, in these conditions. And Tom Hill showing that he's got the pace to possibly go up there and challenge for an overall top 5 by the end of the race. Top 2 out of Club Corner then. Osborne leading the way, Seeger second, Messenger in 3rd position. And Paul Webster is that, I think, in 4th, yeah, number 66. Then it's Jamie Thwaites, and here comes Tom Hill up the inside of Sherich now. And he's bringing with him Andrew Bourke. Bourke's also got past Simon McPhee, look, but there is now, once again, another car between the 2 of them. Alfa Mito goes through. That's the first ever Alfa Mito race car, we believe, at least in the UK. And he's running rather well this weekend. There goes we will be inside there as well for Matt Daly, who I think has got himself into 3rd place in Twin Sparks, now ahead of Simon Cresswell. And starting to make their way fairly rapidly past the Punto. So the Fiat, which is allowed to race in this championship because it's Fiat is owned or is part of the same family as Alfa Romeo, so any car that runs under that awning, so to speak, is allowed to running the championship. Adds a bit of extra variety to the field. Tom Hill, I'm mightily impressed with here. Charging his way up the order, he's got the 155 now. Jamie Thwaites to contend with very shortly. And, Jamie Thwaites there in a car that's built to be a replica of the 90s 155 Super Tourers, the kind of which won the BTCC back in 1994 at the hands of Gabriele Tarquini. Jamie Thwaites in that slightly more production-based car, but it's still a very rapid piece of kit. He's going better now in this race than he did in yesterday's race, although we didn't really get to see the best of him in that one because he had that spin at the start, ended up finishing 10th overall. That was the last of the Power Trophy, second to last of the Power Trophy cars, actually behind this, ahead of this man, Ben Sharich, who in the Mito had a bit of a cautious start to his weekend. Through goes Dave Messenger in car number 79, trying to fend off Paul Webster. This is the fight for third place then, two of the 156s together. See the extra aero there on the car that currently holds third position, but there the production twin spark cup car of Tom Hill is quicker than all three of them at this stage of the race, and it looks as though he's going to start challenging here for positions. Now, of course, he's trying to maintain his class lead for the overall championship points that he'll score for that. Yes, he wants to try and get himself a bit further up the outright order, but that won't really gain him any extra points. So the last thing he wants to do is get too tangled up with these drivers, but he's pulling alongside Jamie Thwaites there. But Jamie in the Power Trophy car has, as the name would suggest, a little bit more power in a straight line, so he's able to keep the number one car behind. Tom Hill, the reigning champion, though, double reigning champion, in fact, in the BRSCC Alfa Romeo Championship. That car looks like it is the quicker now. He's going to have a look at the inside under braking is into a Vale. No, not this time. Thwaites in beautifully prepared 155. I do like a 155. There's something about the 90s saloon car boxiness that really just brings back some very, very happy memories indeed. And the 155, one of the most iconic touring cars in the middle of the 90s. And, nice to have a rapid 155 racing with us here in this championship. Jamie Thwaites bounces and slides his way through the first corner with Tom Hill looking ever more menacing in his mirrors now. Tom has a big dive to the inside, but he's not really late enough on the brakes. So Thwaites fends him off again. Hill, matter of time that he'd sense before he does this, and he'll be getting frustrated now because he can see the next two cars up the road getting away now as well. In the shape of Dave Messenger and first of all Paul Webster. But Tom Hill, a bit like we saw in that battle between we'll get to that in a moment though, because off into the gravel unfortunately is Kevin Gallagher, and Ben Sharich is slowing in the Mito. Now, are the two related? I don't think so. I don't think they were together on track, but the Mito is limping its way around unfortunately. Appears to be out of the race. And that will be not the end to the weekend they were hoping for, that car, hoping to get some good miles under its belt and learn as much as they could about it, but it's not really gone to plan in the end. So, yeah, this battle between Tom Hill and Jamie Thwaites continuing, and I was about to say it's reminiscent of the scrap we saw between George Osborne and Mervyn Miller in race number one, in which Osborne was clearly the quicker of the two, certainly through the technical sections, but it's very hard to overtake a car that's quicker than you in a straight line, and that's the dynamic we've got here. Tom Hill seems to be a bit better through the corners, but Jamie Thwaites has the horsepower advantage to stretch away again down the straight. Now here comes Mervyn Miller, look, the silver and red car in the background making a move up the inside of the Matt Daly number 63 car. And so Mervyn Miller is the fastest car on the track actually at the moment, and looks as though he's going to start challenging potentially for a podium overall here. He can get past these cars quickly. There he goes, look, turns through Village. He's got ahead now of Daly. Gap should start coming down rapidly. In fact, he already has come down. He's caught Andrew Walk now, second place in the Twin Sparks. Pulls out, mirror signal manoeuvre, fairly straightforward overtake there as he comes onto the hanger straight. So the Porsches there starting to gain on this group as well. It's a real mix of cars here. A nice full grid though across the various championships and various classes. Nearly 30 cars sharing this damp and greasy Silverstone International circuit. This is the car they're all chasing though. It is the number 34 car of George Osborne, third in yesterday's race, but Graham Seeger over recent laps has been a little bit quicker, and Osborne seems quite slow there, does he not, through the final corner? And that's why the safety car boards are out. And that must be because of the Kevin Gallagher car that we've got stranded at the side of the road. So it looks as though we're going to have a brief safety car interlude here then, as the field bunches up. As all of the gaps start to disappear, this will further complicate the issue, I think, when we go racing though, because they're all going to be back together again. There wasn't a huge amount of separation throughout the field, but the Porsches now catch the Alfas, the Twin Sparks catch the modified and power trophy cars, and it means that Mervyn Miller, who I think had got past Andrew Bork as he had before the safety car came out, will now have a real shot actually at maybe even winning this race, because he's going to have a few cars between himself and the overall race leader, but not a huge amount. And of course the gaps will all come down. The trouble is the safety car eats into the race time available as well. There's another car pulled off there, which I think is James Ford. So that's James Ford, one of our front runners, in fact podium finisher yesterday in the Twin Sparks. He's off at the side of the road as well in his 156. Yesterday we had 3 retirements, 1 from each class actually. Mervyn Miller's modified Alfa 156, Andy Inman's Power Trophy 156 GTA, and Matt Daly's 145 from the Twin Sparks. That's Kevin Gallagher in the gravel. We saw an onboard shot there at Ben Sharif going nowhere very quickly, but at least he got back to the pit lane rather than getting stuck out on track. Now, Gallagher's gone off at the first corner by the looks of it, which is interesting. Place to go off. Anyway, the safety car has pulled in, and the race is back underway now, and it is George Osborne that gets the jump, pulls away from Graham Seeger immediately, and the two of them really getting clear of everybody else. But here comes Mervyn Miller up the inside of Tom Hill. He might even have a go at Jamie Thwaites as well. Thwaites turns in with some real commitment there, not bad considering that's the corner at which he spun in the earlier race. So as they head now into the braking zone at the top of the hill, Miller goes up the inside of Thwaites, and Ford might be able to follow him through. That's exactly what he's going to try and do, and Thwaites saw him coming at the very last second and ducked out of the way there, just about in time. As they crest the hill, I thought this was going to get rather congested off the restart, and indeed it has. So Mervyn Miller then, by my reckoning now, is into 3rd place, no, 4th place. He's got to get past Dave Messenger, hasn't he, to get onto the podium. Dave Messenger is a Power Trophy contender. Mervyn Miller running in the modified class. He's already leading the modified element of the race now, though. Well, Ben Sharif back down the pit lane, so that's positive in that it looks as though he's going to be able to continue into the race, albeit several laps down. Nice to have the car circulating once more. Here comes Mervyn Miller, and that's a fairly simple manoeuvre, I think, against Dave Messenger, who's not going to put up too much of a fight. 2 cars may look very similar, but the number 61 car, modified car at Mervyn Miller, definitely quicker at this point. On the track, it still refuses to dry out. It's still quite greasy out there, isn't it? But, can he catch this man? This is the question. First of all, of course, he's got to catch and overhaul Graham Seeger, and there is limited time left to do this. Sharif was not leaving the pit lane, but simply returning to his end of the pit lane, with issues still preventing him from competing in the race, unfortunately. Osborne then turns his way through the village and then down into the link. And on his own there, getting away from Graham Seeger, who just hasn't had the pace in these wet conditions. But look at Mervyn Miller. He is looking ominous now in 3rd place. I think he could get 2nd here, couldn't he? He and Graham Seeger looking fairly evenly matched straight line speed-wise as well. But around the whole lap, it's Miller that's definitely the quicker of the 2. Messenger then in 4th, then a couple of Porsches before we get to Paul Webster, with Tom Hill still leading the Twin Sparks. But the top 3 in the Twin Sparks fairly close together now, because Matt Daly is on the tail of Andrew Bork, who could yet have a challenge for 2nd place in the Twin Spark class before the end of the race. Real mix of cars there in the midfield battles, but it's all very close indeed. The leader, though, is about to come through onto what may potentially be the final lap of the race. Through they go then, and George Osborne comes across the start-finish line, getting coaxed on by the team. And he'll be hoping this is the last lap, because I'm sure he can see off in the distance that Mervyn Miller is getting a little bit closer, but I don't think it will matter. I don't think Miller's going to quite have time to catch George Osborne. She's got the Vito back on track. But this fascinating race then, with Mervyn Miller coming through from just to shoot the back of the grid, or a pit lane start maybe. It's generated Interest here as he's carved his way through the field, flew under the radar a bit in the first half of the race, but as soon as he arrived on the scene, he's been making some bold moves, and he's now on the tail of Graham Seeger, who's struggling to get the power down in the GTV. He have a bit more power than the cars around him, but in the wet you can't deploy all of that power as readily as you would like to. And so Seeger is definitely struggling. Down the straight he goes. Irvin Miller will close in under braking through the right-hander at Stowe. GTV.
Yes, they are, and Miller is closing up.
Holding on to second for the time being. Are we going to have time for another lap? I don't think we will. The checkered flag should be ready this time around then. And George Osborne looks as though he's going to come home a race winner here in race number 2 at the Silverstone International Circuit. Heads out of the first part of club into the second part of club, and George Osborne will see the checkered flag and take the victory in race number 2 of the weekend here for the BRSCC Alfa Romeo Championship. And second place goes to Mervyn Miller. He got past Graham Seeger at the very last corner, because I saw in the background going into Vale, Seeger was still in front, but Miller beats him to the line. There's confirmation of the result, and Dave Messenger was 4th with Paul Webster 5th. Tom Hill hangs on to the twin spot victory ahead of Andrew Borg and an impressive Matt Daly. Jamie Thwaites fading down to 9th place overall. Still though gets a Power Trophy podium for his troubles. Then it's Simon Cresswell with Simon McPhee, Andy Inman, Stephen O'Brien, Richard Ford rounding out the finishes, and Kevin Gallagher still classified despite having brought out the safety car.
Gary Lawrence finishing ahead of Andrew Porter by just over half a second.
George, tricky conditions out there. You seem to have the right setup where some of your competitors didn't quite get it right.
It's a gamble. Last time out at Brands Hatch, it was touch and go. I thought it was slicks. It wasn't. This time I thought I'd go the other way. There was still it looked wet along the pit straight, so I thought, well, I'll go wets, give it a gamble. Luckily, everyone else went on slicks, and I made the right call. The safety car was a little bit of a swerve ball, but luckily I'd sort of managed my wets on the early part of it, that I still had some sort of grip left. Though I did have a bit of a sideways moment on the restart, and I thought, oh, this is not going to be good. But yeah, managed to pull back out a gap quite quickly. And yeah, luckily the checkered flag came out early, as when it did. But yeah, thank you. Yeah,
it certainly seemed to be quite interesting. You say after the safety car, there seemed to be a problem with getting heat into the tyres, so you made the right call.
I did, yeah. I didn't do any weaving or heating. I didn't want to try and put any more heat into the wets or whatever. I kind of wanted to look after them. Yeah, so no, I think I managed it well, and it was a good race, and I could see him in the mirror, so it kept me occupied. Yeah, that was good. A lot of fun. Really enjoyed it.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations on your win. We look forward to seeing you at Donington.
Yes, I'll see you then. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Mervyn, well done on second place there in race 2. A lot going on out there.
Yeah, with a lot going on. I had a problem yesterday in the last lap, and the drive shaft broke, and I was a little bit worried going off the line that the drive shaft would go again. So I pulled off to the left and let all the cars go through. So at one stage I was the last Alpha, and then the safety car came out, and I said, look, the car seems to be okay, I'll give it a bit of a go. And it's my first time to drive this car in the wet. Every other time I've been in the dry. So I said to myself, look, let's see what we can do here. So I think I got the fastest lap by about 3 seconds. And I was hauling the lads in from last all the way in. And I was getting 2 or 3 cars every lap. And I got the second place on the very last corner on the last lap. So another lap or 2 I might have won. But I'm very, very happy with my second place, I can assure you.
Yeah, it was an absolutely storming drive, and a lot of it down to the setup as well. We been hearing different drivers talking about making the tyre call right at the last minute. Do you feel you had the right tyres?
Oh, definitely. We changed tyres well this morning. I looked at the track in several spots, and there was a lot of spray coming off. So I said, no, I had to finish for my championship position. So I said, look, I'm going to go with full wet setup. As I said, I've never driven the car before in the wet, and it worked out fantastic. The car was a dream to drive, absolute dream. And thanks to my son Gary for all his efforts in getting the car out. We were burned a midnight oil last night.
Well, it certainly paid off, and we look forward to seeing you at Donington Park.
Appreciate that. Look forward to seeing you. Thank you very much. Bye.
Graham, interesting race out there for the second race this morning. Conditions a little bit different from yesterday. Didn't seem to suit you.
No, I made a late decision to go with slicks on the front and wets on the rear, and as soon as I got out on the track I thought this is a mistake. It was just never going to drive fast enough for what we wanted. it started to come, and then the safety car came out as well, and he was going so slow that any heat I did get was gone again, so it was just a disaster. And then right on the last lap there, I had a lock-up going into the complex at the back there and lost second as well. So,
Dave, well done on your class win. Conditions out there on track today a little bit dicey.
Yeah, really, really tricky. We were right to the last minute deciding what tyres to go for. We decided to go for slicks, probably the wrong choice. They started coming good before the safety car came out, and then the safety car came out, the tyres all cooled down, made it a really tricky finish. But we managed to hold the lead in our class, so really happy with that.
Yeah, it's all looking good, particularly Donington coming up in a couple of weeks' time. Could be another interesting weekend.
Yeah, I love Donington, it's a great circuit. Let's just hope the weather's either really dry or really wet. This kind of in between things, really difficult.
Well, congratulations once again on your class win. We look forward to seeing you at Donington.
Thanks guys, thanks very much. Cheers.